Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, colleagues, and thank you to everybody who's here today. I rise today to ask that we vote to, as a city, support and throw the full weight of the city behind the Resolution 109 in the House and Senate Resolution 59, collectively known as the Green New Deal, a big and bold and ambitious and comprehensive plan to overhaul our economy in an equitable way to face the challenge of our time, which is climate change. It is a big and an ambitious plan, but it is one that is familiar to the people of Los Angeles and to the people of California, because so many of the elements of it have begun here or are underway here or are moving forward here. If you were to listen for around these chambers, you would hear the principles of the Green New Deal in this chamber constantly: combating climate change, creating jobs, addressing equity. If you were to look around this chamber or around the state legislature in Sacramento and see what we're doing or what we're working on, you would find many of the elements of the Green New Deal. The announcement the other day that the mayor made about not repowering the gas plants here in Los Angeles, the work this body has done on raising people up through approving the minimum wage, the work Mr. Koretz is doing on creating a climate department, the work that Ms. Martinez has done before and since joining the council in combating environmental racism and in fighting for transportation equity in Los Angeles, the work being done to green our port, Mr. Buscaino, or the work that Mr. Wesson and Mr. Harris Dawson and Mr. Price are doing to bring jobs to every corner of Los Angeles, the work Mr. Krikorian is doing to get us to 100% renewable energy. The plan that the mayor put out several years ago, the Sustainable Cities Plan, and the piece of legislation that I think is groundbreaking here in Los Angeles, working its way through the system, the Stand LA legislation, which would create a buffer zone between residences and any fossil fuel extraction. Those are all elements of the Green New Deal and what they should be nationally and what they should be here. What the Green New Deal does, essentially, is take what Los Angeles has been trying to do, what California has been trying to do, and make it nationwide, make it bigger, and make it go even faster. And we absolutely need to do that. We saw those children in here earlier. Most of us around this horseshoe are parents or grandparents. And we are killing our children. We are irreparably destroying the climate and the environment of this planet. And we are very soon, very, very soon, at the point of no return. We're already seeing wildfires and droughts and floods. Crops are going to no longer be producible. We are going to get to a point where certain climates are intolerable, and we will actually be seeing mass migrations. We do all sorts of things to support gun control because we do not like kids being gunned down in our schools. We have all probably supported greater nutritional standards for school menus because we do not want our kids poisoned in our schools. We have crossing guards to make sure that kids aren't run down crossing the street to school. But at the same time, as a society, we are not calling 911 and responding to the fact that there is a gun to the heads of our children and our grandchildren. And it is on us to act now and do it big. We need to call 911, and we need to actually have a fossil fuel disarmament. Now, some people say that the Green New Deal is too big, it's too fast, it's too comprehensive. The New Deal was big, and the New Deal was comprehensive, and the New Deal was experimental. It wasn't a single piece of legislation. It was a series of pieces of legislations to save this society and this country from collapse and to lift people up over the span of a generation. And that is what the Green New Deal is. Some people have mocked it and said, oh, it'll outlaw planes, as if providing clean and fast transportation would be the equivalent of outlawing planes. Providing an alternative is not outlawing planes. They've talked about how this would destroy jobs. There are far more jobs now, and there certainly will be in the clean energy industry than there are in coal extraction. And they say there's too much, that it's too broad. Of course, they do not want systemic change. They'd rather have us treat a symptom than the actual cause of a problem. And let's be clear, the fact that the biggest champion of this is a woman, is a Latina, and is a 20-something has a lot to do with why some people are opposing this so vigorously and so vociferously, because it's not her turn yet. Well, this generation is the one that is going to be living with the real-world impacts, and no one is more qualified to speak with urgency than a 20-something or a teenager. Nobody is more qualified to have their voices heard than these people who are going to actually be dealing with things that we will not be alive to see. So we're seeing a new energy out there. There's a sunrise movement. There is a group largely overseas but growing in this country called Extinction Rebellion. People who are standing up and saying we need to rebel against the extinction of our species. And we can do that by changing our economy, create green new jobs, and change how we fuel this country. So I'd like to stand with and for this generation, for our kids, for my son, for our grandchildren, to make sure that everybody across this country and this world has a good and decent job, and it's a job that is helping us contribute to a green economy and saving our planet and our species. Thank you.